see Pitbull Cruz mix it up with? Can he beat any other champions in your eyes?
Well, anything can happen on any given night, but I want to see him fight Matias because he don't have to look for Matias. Matias coming, Pitbull coming. They're gonna be in the center of the ring.
So we're gonna get an explosion.
Yep, we're gonna get an explosion. I think Matias is a bit stronger though.
Yeah, I think so too. And you got that rivalry, right, with the Puerto Rico and Mexico.
That's a huge fight.
That is a huge fight, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a huge fight. Whenever you get a top Puerto Rican and a top Mexican fight, it's always a huge crowd.
Big fight. Big fight. In your eyes, who would you favor in a Pitbull Cruz and Matias fight?
I think I'll roll with Matias. Yeah. Matias.
How does it go?
5 rounds, maybe.
5.
5.
There you have it, ladies and gents. Kenny Ellis, trainer of Tank Davis, talks about who they favor as far as a fight between Matias and Pitbull Cruz. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy here in Miami, Florida. How you guys doing? Hope everybody's good. Listen, guys, I have no hate for Pitbull Cruz. I just like to talk about possible fights. I analyze fighters like I've been doing for many, many years. I can tell you who's going to be good, who's not going to be good, who's going to be a champion, who's going to be legendary, who's going to be someone that's going to make an impact on the boxing game, all right? One of the things I want to tell you guys is Pitbull Cruz is a good fighter, aggressive fighter, good Mexican tough fighter, come forward, good defense, doesn't get hit too much because of his his shell defense, high guard defense, covering, he's got such a small body. It's very hard to hit somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things I could tell you is that he has shown a lot of grit. He has shown a lot of commitment to training. The guy's in great shape. Strong little guy, 5'4", a little pit bull. He does look like a pit bull, but I'm gonna be honest with you. He is the weak link of the 140-pound division. He is the weakest champion of the 140-pound division. He has replaced Rolly as a weak link, and now he is the weak link, and I'll tell you why. We're gonna go over that. Kenny Ellis, trainer of Tank Davis, makes his prediction on a possible fight between Pitbull Cruz and Matias. We're going to break that down, guys, in this episode, all right, of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. All right, guys, so there's a lot of hype regarding Pitbull, and that always happens when there's a Mexican fighter that comes along. There's a lot of casual fans, and, they get on the bandwagon and immediately start claiming somebody as to be unbeatable, all right? And I've heard that a lot lately. It's not that I want to rain on Pitbull's parade, but in all honesty, he beat a nobody. Rolly Romero could have been beaten by any of the last 5 opponents from Matias, would have gotten knocked out by any of those guys. Ismael Barroso, an old man, 40-something years old, was beating his ass until the referee stepped in and made an incredible, Kenny Bayless made an incredible unwarranted stoppage when Barroso was just covering himself and not really getting hurt by Rolly Romero. So he was gifted that title. We all knew what was going to happen. I mean, if you know a little bit of boxing, you knew what was going to happen when he fought somebody of, higher caliber than himself. So Rolly Romero is out of the way. The guy's a joke, all right? He's a C- level fighter. This guy's never going to be able to make it again. He was lucky to become a champion, and like they used to call him back in the day, a paper champ. He was a paper champion. That's what Rolly Romero was. Pitbull Cruz, although he beat the living daylights out of Rolly Romero, it was expected, guys. That's not a great achievement. Anybody of the top guys at 140 pound division would have, swept the floor with Rolly Romero. So, okay, he got the title. Now, in my opinion, he should defend against Ismael Barroso. But, organizations they're seeing a lot of money in Pitbull Cruz, a lot of potential, because he's Mexican. He's got that fan base, all right, that large fan base of Mexican fans, all right? And, moving forward, who do you think he's got to fight? In my opinion, he should fight Ismael Barroso, all right? In my opinion, he can take Ismael Barroso and probably knock him out, but he's going to have a tough fight with a tough fighter that's got great punching power. So Ismael Barroso deserves that title shot. Next mandatory should be Ismael Barroso. He should not be allowed to fight anybody else but Ismael Barroso. Ismael Barroso is the interim champion, all right? He's got to fight him. So why not fight Ismael Barroso? Then you can go and pick and choose who you want to fight. Does he want to fight? Is he the typical Mexican legendary fighter, or is he going to be using his leverage now and pick and choose weaker opponents in order to boost his record and make a lot of money? All right, so that's up to his management team. They're going to be telling him, no, pick this fighters, which are going to be easier. And that is not the route that Subriel Matias has taken. Subriel Matias fought all the tough guys, just like Marvin Hagler did back in the day. Went up the hard road, all right? Look at Subriel Matias' record. I mean, his last 6-7 fighters, all right, 6 fighters. He has a combined record of 143-4. If you also add his next opponent, which is Lee Amparo, who is undefeated. So 143 wins versus 4 losses. That's his last 6 opponents, including Lee Amparo. That would be 7 opponents that he has. So for those who say that Matias has fought nobody, look at the record, guys. I mean, numbers speak for themselves. You don't need to look too much into it. These comments that Matias fought nobody, that's usually people that do not know what they're talking about, all right? And do not follow the sport of boxing, do not know who Matias' opponents are, who his mandatories have been, where they have been ranked. I mean, it's unbelievable that the level of ignorance, but that's okay. We're here to collaborate with you guys. We're here to teach you so you can learn and have an open mind and be a critical thinker, not a follower, not a sheep. All right? So going back to the subject, Pitbull should fight Ismael Barroso after he gets out of that commitment, and this is something that has to be enforced by the WBA. You know how organizations are nowadays. They're not enforcing shit. Canelo should have been stripped of all his titles a long time ago. All right? The guy's, an embarrassment to his country and to the sport of boxing, in my opinion. But anyway, enough about paper champions. Let's talk about a potential matchup for Pitbull Cruz versus Subriel Matias. You heard it right there. Kenny Ellis, one of the top trainers in boxing, trainer of Tank Davis, mentioned in his interview at Mill City Boxing that Pitbull would have a really tough outing against the likes of Suriel Matias. All right, guys. Suriel Matias a lot stronger, a lot bigger. He's a natural 140 pounder. Pitbull is a good little fighter. He beat a C minus level paper champion in Rolly Romero, and all of a sudden everybody's on the bandwagon saying, "Oh, he's unbeatable." No, guys, he will lose against all the top guys at 140 pounds. And again, like I said, it's not hate. I'm just here analyzing the weight divisions and who is good and who is not good. If you're somebody has been a fan of boxing, the sport of boxing for a long time, and you can analyze fights, you can tell who's going to be, and not always, you're not always going to be right, but you're gonna be able to tell who is someone that's going to last and someone who's not going to last. And I always said that Rolly Romero was not going to last. I'm telling you right now, Pitbull is not going to last. If he fights top level opposition, he'll get schooled by Devin Haney. He'll probably get knocked out by Teofimo Lopez. I think he's got a better chance against Teofimo Lopez, depending what Teofimo Lopez shows up. He's going to get knocked out inside of 5-6 rounds against Suriel Matias. So now he wants to make money, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to know what you are. All right, you're a prize fighter, or are you a warrior? Are you elite? Do you fight with the best no matter what? And that's what a lot of champions nowadays are avoiding to do. That's the reason why everybody's avoiding Suriel Matias. If it's so easy, as so many people say, so many critics of Matias, some of these guys that are casuals, who are fanboys of either Teofimo Lopez, Haney's, the Haney's of the world, the Tanks of the world, why don't they fight Matias? All right, guys, just ask yourself that question. If he's a hype job, how come he's got 20 fights, 20 knockouts? 100%. He's, like I said before, 143 versus 4 losses. That's his last 6 fighters, including the next one with Lee Amparo. I'm going to tell you something. If Suriel Matias stops Lee Amparo inside of 8, it's going to be really, really hard for him to get a fight. Now, Haney has been talking about fighting Suriel Matias. Let's see if he puts his money where his mouth is and gets that done. But I'm going to be honest with you. The fight that everybody would like to see, and the reason why, I'm going to tell you guys this. Haney is not a big draw, guys. Haney, a lot of people don't, his pay-per-view numbers are in the pits. If Suriel Matias is slick, he'll fight Pitbull Cruz. All right, after he fights, Barroso, who's mandatory, if that is enforced by the WBA, all right, that one is the draw at 140-pound division. That one would be pay-per-view type of an event where you have a huge fan base with the Mexicans, you have a huge fan base with the Puerto Ricans, and there's no other fan bases like this in the world, with the exception of the British fighters. They have a huge following, but that's in England, not here in the States, not here in the New World. Worldwide, we're talking worldwide. Mexico versus Puerto Rico is always going to be a huge draw. That's a fight I would like to see, and I'm telling you, Kenny Ellis said 5 rounds. I would venture to give Pitbull a little more credit than that. I would say inside of 8, but he's going to get whacked. He's going to get dropped. He's going to get stopped. He's the weakest link in that division, guys. And I know, you like him. I like him too. I like the way he fights. But look at his footwork on his last fight. He was constantly chasing Rolly. All right? He doesn't know how to cut off the ring. He's not going to have that issue with Suriel Matias, because Suriel Matias is going to be right there in his face, on his grill. He's going to pound that little body like there's no tomorrow, man. I mean, he's going to kill this guy. But against somebody like Haney will school the shit out of Pitbull Cruz, guys. If you're honest about your assessment, and I know there's a lot of passion when somebody from your own country, like, I believe Robert Garcia, is talking that Pitbull, nobody can beat Pitbull. That's being delusional, guys. That's being delusional. He's a little fighter who is good. He's not elite in my opinion. He's got good power. He can beat some of the top guys, but he's not going to beat the elite. He's not going to beat any of the champions at 140. If he fights some of the up-and-comers, he's going to have an issue too. All right? Like, some of the other guys coming up. Forget about Tank. He's dying to fight Tank again. He's going to get whacked with Tank. He's going to get knocked out with Tank. All right? When he comes back. If that fight goes, is scheduled, I believe it would be at 135. I don't know if Tank is going to go up to 140 for that one, but it's up to the promoters, and it's up to what fans are really looking forward to. But anyway, guys, that's my assessment. Pitbull versus Suriel Matias at the end of this year would be an excellent fight. We have Suriel Matias fighting Lee Amparo in June 15th, and Pitbull just fought. So, take a few months, make it by October, November. That would be one hell of a fight. I'd be willing to put some money down on that one, pay the pay-per-view or whatever. That one would be one to look forward to. But anyways, guys, tell me what you think. Am I being too harsh on Pitbull? Am I being a little impartial with Pitbull? Am I not right in my assessment of Pitbull Cruz? I don't know, guys, but that's the way I see it, and I'm usually right about these things. It's decades of experience watching boxing. I can tell who's gonna last and who's not gonna last, guys. This guy is not gonna last. I guarantee it. Remember, today we're talking about April 3rd, 2024. All right, I'm gonna save this comment. Pitbull Cruz is not gonna last at 140-pound division. He's not gonna be a champion for a long time. All right, guys, let's put it that way. All right, he's not gonna defend his title fight no more than 3 times. If he fights any of the top guys, he fights Suriel Matias, he's gonna lose it, and they know it. If he fights Devin Haney, he's gonna lose his title. If he fights Teofimo Lopez, he might lose it too. All right, guys, so that's my assessment. I'm sorry, but, to burst your bubble for all those Pitbull fans who got on the bandwagon and believe he is unbeatable, no. He's very, very beatable, guys. Very, very beatable, especially by somebody like Suriel Matias. Anyway, guys, thank you again for tuning in. We have a fight this weekend. We have Gustavo Lemos versus Richardson Hitchens. And looking forward to that one. That's IBF title eliminator. Whoever wins should be going against Suriel Matias, a mandatory, I believe. Let's see what happens in that one. Anyway, guys, God bless you all. Thanks again for tuning in to Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Have an excellent day. God bless you all, and peace.